It is really gorgeous outside today. And so I'm in Columbus, Ohio, right? And it's the almost the middle of November, and I'm assuming it's going to get colder because that's how it is in Ohio. But is it unseasonably warm and beautiful across the country? Feel free to chime in. The weather is really truly gorgeous. We had decent weather on Halloween. Sometimes that's not always the case, and I'm leaning into that. So my kids are in school. We're going to go to we might go to two stores, but I don't know that I'm going to have the energy to do two. So it may end up just being one store. Let's see if we can find anything to resell today. My mood is pretty good. I'm always, like get up, get your pants on, brush your teeth, get moving, get things done, take care of things. That's like 80% of me, but that 20% that's, sad, anxious, dealing with trauma, all of those things, that's just kind of louder right now. So I feel great, and I hope you do too. Let's go into the stores and go through the motions to see if, I don't know, it sparks some good feelings. And at best, maybe I'll find some good stuff that I can resell. I like this electronic. This is coming home with me. It's an OXO coffee bean grinder. The model number on this one is 871200, something like that. It's only going to cost $6. I always keep whole beans on hand to test these items. I'm a huge coffee drinker. So testing this for me is going to be no problem. But there's around 60 of these listed. But if I search the solds, there's over 100. And when you look at the solds, if you're sorting it like I sorted it with the model number in as one of your keywords, you'll see some other model numbers mixed in, but this one alone sells really good. So it must be very well made. I'm excited to go and test it, maybe drink some midday coffee. And I think at the bare minimum, I can sell it for $40. So it's probably going to land for me in between 40 and 50. That's a great pickup for $6. I'll take that. We're starting off on the right foot. Everything else here is just sort of scattered about. I looked at everything else around it. I'm going to pass on all of that. And is it ASOS? ASOS? I'm really not or OSIS? ASOS? OSIS? I don't know. The style of this boot, the chunky boot, is in, but I really hesitated and I put them back because I don't see solds that look that good. These would cost, I forget what the boot price is, like $7. They were in great condition, and that is a style that is in trend. It's a trend right now, but I'm leaving them behind because I don't know any better. I think these would have been a better pickup for me, these LL Bean slippers, but they had too much wear on the inside. So I don't think we're going to be leaving with any shoes today because there's none that I'm always looking for Golden Goose, by the way, that little star on the side. These are not Golden Goose, but if you were not aware that Golden Goose shoes are a bolo, look them up because they are fantastic. Great for resale as well. Some of them retail MSRP for $1,000 or more. I've been inside one of their stores. It's pretty crazy. Vapor Max, I've worn these before. I do not like the way they feel on my foot. I can't resell them because they have a hole in it, but those would have been probably good for around $100 if they had been in better shape. I picked these up because they remind me of my maternal grandmother, rest in peace. We ate off of these at her house daily. They're Corel, but they're not the Corel signature that you're seeing on the side. I forget what the actual pattern is, but I have very vivid memories of my grandmother drinking out of those mugs, us eating off of those plates. She was an amazing cook, and I like sharing that with you because it really reminded me of her, and I miss her. So, but I'm not going to buy them. I'm going to leave those behind. Maybe they might have been a bolo. I didn't look them up. Maybe I should have. This is a stamp of some sort, like a stamp press. Sabre Sales Model 401. It would have been good for maybe $10. It was listed for $4. I didn't really see any good comparables that I loved. So let's pass on it. Interesting piece. There was like a golf bag. I don't know what that thing was. Just some type of a decor piece. None of that stuff is going to work for me. This caught my eye because it looked like the monorail, and I was right. It's a Disney monorail mug. I've never seen this, and like the 3D feel on the outside to it. It'll cost me $3. These sell regularly brand new for, I think, around $30 to $40 to $50. So what I'll do is I'll list it for $20 pre-owned, and if it sells for $20 and I paid $3 for it, That's a good enough return for me on a mug that I think will sell sooner than later. Lots of mugs you're going to be sitting on and probably waiting for a long time. So I'm very selective these days when it comes to sourcing mugs. I think a lot of people, when they're new in the business, especially if you've watched, Gary Vee running around the garage sales in his area. Say what you want about Gary Vee. He's very bullish on reselling, and I appreciate that because a lot of the things that he says, I can kind of feel the passion in his voice. So I definitely appreciate that. But don't, if you're new, take it easy on the mugs. There's lots of them on the market, and you could be sitting on some of them for longer than you otherwise probably want to. Even if they're only a quarter, even if they're 50 cents, it's hard to pass up on a price like that. But you don't want to just sit on dead inventory forever. So take it easy on the mugs. I like the monorail one. I'm going to take that home. Now I see a lot of Noritake in stores, and I feel like I always pass it up because I thought it was of no value, but I looked and saw an Etsy seller that is selling this exact piece for around $370. What I think is happening with that seller is they probably have a large Japanese following, because I looked at their solds and they sold a lot of things for a very high price that were all like Japanese related, kimonos especially, some swords. So maybe he's got a clientele that he or she can sell this to at a very high price. For me, if I'm looking on eBay, I went into Terapeak and looked 3 years back. I can't see a vase that sold for more than $200 to $300 based on the keywords that I was using. So at $5, I might list it at 75. I passed on this. I think it's Tokay. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it. Piece. But I would be thrilled if I got $75 for this piece of ceramic art with the windmill art on it, the nice orange background. I have good luck with things that are orange. I can't explain why that is, but they just seem to sell well for me. So if I got 75 for that, I would be extremely happy. And if you're a retail arbitrage seller, buy it off of me for 75 and put it on Etsy for 300. And now you've got two of them, and yours looks like the winner price wise. So it's in good condition, no chips, no surprises. I'm gonna pick it up. We're not done with coffee grinders. This one is a cast iron with wood coffee grinder, old school. The only thing that is going to maybe make this a little bit less valuable is the fact that the wood is not dovetailed. It's not dovetailed. I don't think this is antique. It is still really well made. It's very clean. It looks like the crank functions without issue. There's nothing clogged. Maybe, got a very small amount of use. And so what was it marked? It was marked $8. If I sell it for $40, I'm giving someone a good deal, but it does look like the ones where the wood is dovetailed sell for $50, $60, maybe a little bit more. But I've sold, and I can't remember if the wood was dovetailed or not. I've sold probably 3 or 4 of these in the past. So at this point, I'm pretty comfortable knowing that it's not a matter of if it'll sell, it's just a matter of when. I'll take really nice pictures of it, make sure that they see the interior properly. And then this area is kind of, it's a little bit thin. All of the wall decor. Nothing else here really catching my eye. I don't even know what these are, those little like spongy, whatever that was for. That looks like Martha Stewart, something or other. Okay, I'm gonna grab one more thing. And there's some things I got off camera that I'll show you once we're done here. Manfrotto tripods are great. I always look them up. I think what I might do is take that 3063 head off and sell that separate, because I think I can get 50 for that. And then it has the 3068 head plate or base plate, and then that's like a bogan body. I might pop that head off and sell it for 50, or maybe I'll just keep it on and sell it for $100. It's very long, but I've sold 2 or 3 of these before, these really long Manfrotto ones, and I won't have any problem shipping it. So no big deal for me, but I like this pickup. $15 for all of it. And then this area was it's pretty beat up here. And a lot of this stuff is like the Amazon overstock stuff. So it's kind of scary that they're ordering this, but hopefully that's not a sign of things to come. Hopefully that's just an anomaly for them trying to fill their shelves. But, oh yeah, and I looked at this West Bend. Maybe I should have run the comps on it. I didn't, because that's a very old school crock pot. Looks pretty cool. I'm not going to pick it up. I got to be happy with what I've got. Let's head home and I'll show you some of the items that I didn't catch on camera. Okay, first thing, don't get too excited about it. It's a $15 bowl. John Deere, I don't know if you guys can see that. It says it's a Johnny Popper tractor. Engraved, $15. It only cost me $1. I don't mind listing these. I saw a couple sold in like the $15 range. There's about 5 of these listed that I could find, but I'm not afraid to list $15 items. This is going to be really quick for me to photograph and store and get listed, just do a sell similar. So take me about 3 minutes to get it like completely shipped and put a label on it. 15 bucks, not a big deal. And then I got 2 things that were behind the counter. First one is this pair of Doc Martens. These are Poly, P-O-L-L-E-Y. You see the style? Very clean, pre-owned, looks like a size 7. And I paid $20 for these, and I think I can get maybe 60 for them pre-owned. So that's not too bad of a return. They're in great shape. You can see those. So I got that bowl, pair of Doc Martens. You know, it might be out of season for them, it is what it is. And then a Rode Podcaster USB mic. I had to open this box, but it is brand new. So I'll have to sell it as brand new open box. I paid $40 for this. It came with a stand, although the stand is not a Rode stand, so it's separate, but I can like combine that for the listing. And I think between 150 and 200 for this microphone, since it is completely unused. And it was just me that opened it up. So I grabbed those 3 things: good high dollar mic, shoes that are in great condition, and a very, I guess, bread and butter item for, you know, $15. Maybe I'll list it for 20, but it's more than likely going to sell a little bit quicker for 15 because I have to put it over first class shipping because I think it's going to ship over a pound. Maybe not though. It feels, yeah, I don't know that I can ship this first class, so they'll have to pay a regular shipping price for that. But so I'll mark it at 15 because I think you'll get a little bit of a break on the shipping with the discount that eBay gives you. So those 3 items, and then hopefully you learned something from some of the other items that I sold. So that is it. As always, thanks so much for all of your encouragement, and I'm glad to know that, you know, I'm not alone when I'm struggling a little bit, but I will be absolutely fine, as you folks probably already know. And I try to get to all of the comments that I can. So if I haven't responded, I'll try to get to it as soon as I can. But that's it. That's all I got for you. Thanks.